who can actually support Ms. Jerome's request for custody.
Your Honor, there are a lot of people that I could call that testify.
Sitting there all prim and proper.
Jerome is, but I think
She wouldn't hurt a fly.
best into the words of the baby's father, Sonny Corinthos.
Well, Mr. Baldwin is welcome to question my client, but I doubt Ms. Jerome is going to like any of his answers.
Well, thank you, Rick, for being so accommodating. But I don't think we're going to have Sonny wheel himself up to the witness stand. We can hear it in his own words, and he doesn't even have to open his mouth.
Objection, Your Honor. I have not been apprised nor had a chance to review this so-called evidence. This is highly irregular.
Well, we just got this evidence. It didn't even exist until a few minutes ago.
What exactly are you presenting, Mr. Baldwin?
A recorded conversation that took place between Ms. Jerome and Mr. Corinthos during the recess.
Yes, a conversation that obviously my client was unaware was being recorded.
In public, in this courtroom. Let me remind you, Rick, that this is a one-party consent state, and Ms. Jerome consents.
I will allow the recording, counselor, but the nature of the conversation had better directly relate to the matter at hand.
It
I
does.
understand, Your Honor.
She has to help into bed. A weakling that can't even stand
And
up.
that is why you don't fuck with Ava Jerome.
Instead of a husband who can't even keep her satisfied.
I can still load a gun and aim it, shoot to kill. I can blast you with so many bullets they would not be able to recognize the body.
Well, you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't kill the mother of your own child, would you?
With pleasure.
Well, I
Uh-oh.
think that says it all. Your Honor, I could play the rest of this, but I think we get the gist.
Ava, you're a conniving little...
Shut up. You're going to make this worse.
Your Honor, that recording is taken completely out of context and completely misleading.
Come on. She's clearly provoking my dad in the recording.
Be seated.
Ava Jerome might have said a few inflammatory things.
Carly, you look
as
homeless.
her
Someone
First
give her some
Amendment
blush or
right.
something. Some cover-up.
But an out-and-out murder threat. That's what Mr. Corinthos did. That's what he does. Violence, well, that's his way of life. Putting the child in his custody is like signing her death warrant. She must stay with her mother.
Mr. Corinthos, your statements on that recording are a cause for grave concern. The fact that you made them in a court of law
You blew it, Sonny.
is grounds for contempt, to say nothing of the potential criminal charges you'll face should Ms. Jerome opt to file a complaint.
Listen, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to blow up.
Such fits do not fill the court with confidence in your ability to provide a safe and loving home for the
Fucked
baby.
up, Sonny.
Just the opposite. Your words prove that it would be a grave and perhaps fatal injustice to your daughter were you awarded custody. It is with this in mind that I decide this petition in favor of Ms. Jerome.
Your Honor, could I please have the opportunity to refute this recording?
I don't see that that's possible, Mr. Lansing. I've heard everything I need to hear. Ms. Jerome is awarded sole custody.
You won, Ava.
Supervised visitations for Mr. Corinthos will be allowed, subject to the approval of the caseworker and his own ability to prove that he is capable of peaceful coexistence with Ms. Jerome. Though given the fact that both parties are completely reprehensible, I doubt that that's possible.
Oh.
Your Honor, can I just say one thing?
This matter is closed.
Sonny, I have no desire
Time to rub it in.
keep Avery away from you. I'll be in touch about arranging a visit. Eventually. When I can be certain that you have taken all the steps necessary to be sure that our baby is safe from your enemies and from your own worst instincts. Safety first.